Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot coming at you with the Willie Comic Book. We've got a pretty decently sized haul this week, so let's get started. Kicking things off, we've got Alpha Flight number 4. Where we left off, Aurora, North Star, and the rest of their team had managed to save feedback. We're heading back. However, Nemesis collapsed. As the sword she's using for teleportation has been feeding on her, and Alpha Flight showed up and discovered that Nemesis is in fact Heather Hudson, Guardian's wife. Meanwhile, Argent is not becoming less and less fond of the idea of going to Chandelar to stay until things are safe on Earth. So the issue opens at Krakoa North. Argent's getting ready to leave. Taking some supplies, food, whatnot for the trip. While Alpha Flight, Guardian is not happy with the fact that Aurora and North Star didn't tell them, and Shaman attempts to help to heal Nemesis, but states that she can't, she has to stop using the sword. At least for now. Department of Nation's director, there's a write-up on the Onyx sword, also known as Skell. As well, and at Department of Nation headquarters, the director has said that the Box Sentinels, Krakoa North, Argent leaves under the letter that they've got for their mother. A couple of the other kids also off to leave. Alpha Flight comes with a plan so that North Star Aurora's team can get out. They'll turn over feedback to the Department H. As they're heading back, the Sentinels get another Department H another signal. The Sentinels are sent after it. Guardian gives North Star a heads up, figuring that Sentinels are headed to them. But Kyle, North Star's husband, discovers that no, they're heading to Krakoa North, and the issue ends with Argent watching as Krakoa North is attacked by the Box Sentinels and asking what they've done. This is the penultimate issue, so that can't. Oof, that's something, all right. Moving on to our next book, we've got Astonishing Iceman number 4. Where we left off, Spider-Man appeared to be facing off against Director Vulture's hounds, while Mr. Clean was trying to figure out where Iceman is hiding between his appearances. So, as the issue opens, Iceman heads back out to New York, and Mr. Clean discovers exactly where from. In New York, Spider-Man is dealing with, again, as I mentioned, Director Vulture's hounds, Feral, as well as ones that hadn't been established yet, Fatal and Reaper. This is, I think, the first time we've actually seen Reaper in the Krakoa since House of X. So, yeah. Iceman shows up to help, but the Hounds are going after a former Genoshan mutate, Chantal. But of course, the thing is that Iceman is the target. The Hounds were used to draw Iceman out, and well, that worked. So the Hounds give chase. Reaper teleports away, or is teleported away, while Fatal and Feral are frozen by Iceman. Iceman and Spider-Man do a quick, mugging for cameras thing. Though one of the bystanders is calling Orcus. Iceman and Spider-Man catch up a bit. Apparently, Peter, when he was young, was afraid for a moment, for a time that he was a mutant. Didn't really know why, but figured he probably just didn't want to be hated. Well, hated more, but also, basically tells Iceman, "Hey, look, us Menaces got to stick together." And but they Spidey swings around with Iceman for a little bit. There's some dissent between Pequod and Director Vulture. Iceman returns to Antarctica, discovering that Mr. Clean has attacked and at least injured Romeo. It's not clear to what degree, though Romeo's head is bleeding. And that is where the issue ends. Got one more issue of Astonishing Iceman as well. Some of these are wrapping up this week. Some of them still have an issue to go. So, next up, we've got Children of the Vault #4. This actually wraps up the miniseries. Where we left off, Cable had the city's computer at the city at seemingly gunpoint. Orcus is getting involved against the children. A lot of those who have been affected by the message begin to vomit some kind of blue substance, but it seems their gifts are vanishing. But one of the children is on the Reforge, and it's basically puking out Star Sentinels. And it seems that they blow up the Reforge. Cable basically stalls Capitan and Serafina as the message continues to change. The Orcus troops on at the Forge are destroyed with the Forge by the Children of the Vault known as Luz. Bishop shows up to help Cable, and Cable explains that the massive gun he's got isn't really a gun, more of a syringe, and he's injected the TO virus into the city, a more advanced form of the TO virus into the city. One of the children of the future is a basically an impartial historian, recording all things that occur, and the virus is beginning to attack him. There's a couple of excerpts from his histories, but the TO virus is taking over the city, and it's explained. And while the children say, "Hey, yeah, we can probably, stop this," it's like, yeah, well, Bishop explains that he set oblivion bombs around their crutch, and so, and gives it basically go back to the vault, never return, and so it's done, and the children basically retract the message. The future cities very quickly fall apart, though there are still some that are being treated for long-term exposure, and that is where the series ends. This is an interesting book. Interesting series. I liked the whole Cable and Bishop teaming up a bit. It was actually quite cool, especially given their history, namely their history during the Messiah era. Moving on, though, to our next book, we've got Dark X-Men #4. I think this is the last issue of Dark X-Men. So, Orchis has her own Goblin Queen and is looking to recruit Chasm. And Maddie's X-Men are they split into two groups for a rescue mission, and yeah, it did not go. Their two rescue missions did not go as planned. The Morlocks survivors were mostly saved. Angel was seemingly killed. Maggot left the team. Yeah, things aren't going too well. So the issue opens with Rogue and Remy meeting up, having a bit of a reunion, and Rogue doesn't actually trust Maddie, and even offers to put in a good word for Remy with Cap. And it's kind of like he's trying to be, someone that's trying to keep things good, so to speak, with the Dark X-Men. But at Reynolds Island, Orchis' Goblin Queen is looking for a recruit. Finds said recruit in the form of the mutant Abyss. Abyss arrives at the Limbo Embassy, explains that he's been turned into a weapon as he sucks the X-Men into himself. The Goblin Queen and her Orchis handlers, as well as some troops, follow her in, and there's a transcribed conversation between Xavier and Magneto about, or Xavier and Nightcrawler about Nightcrawler's father, when the Goblin Queen enters the embassy. Some of the mutants present some of the mutants already there attack, and are also attacked as well by the creature that Maddie had in her thrall. Chasm's cell is found, and he knows what the flower armband means. And he may not be. He's far from a hero, but he's no monster. And he's dealt enough goblins to last a lifetime as he willingly returns to his cell. Outside, Azazel and M-Plate show up, dealing with the Orchis troops that are taking care of Abyss. Basically, M-Plate gets to feed. Azazel frees the rest of the Dark X-Men by killing Abyss. Abyss is one of his progeny, after all. But Orchis Maddie is looking for the quasi-cerebro helmet that Maddie's got. And trying to get Faint to tell her, but Faint's standing strong, but at least for a minute. But she's eventually convinced to do otherwise, as the rest of the team enter the embassy. And that is where seemingly the series ends. But Maddie takes the other Goblin Queen's presence as a challenge to her rule over Limbo, and is more than willing to accept the challenge. So we'll see if there's any follow-up on that. Moving on, though, to our next book, we've got Jean Grey, #4. Where we left off, Jean discovered that she, as well as the X-Men from that stepped through the gates for Xavier's mental command, or in the gala, are in the white hot room. So she's basically talking with aspects of herself, namely versions of representations of herself from various eras, being chided for kind of trying to kind of say maybe I had done this, maybe I had done this differently. Maybe I could have done this differently, that differently, but it always turned out bad. So, but this includes also arguing with Maddie and the world that had saw Jean and Maddie duking it out, and the Phoenix Force going to Madeline. Apparently, it got turned into a techno-organic just a straight up techno-organic mass. But Jean remembers exactly what happened, including being stabbed with the Blightspell dagger by Moira. And it's very much a not quite. The Phoenix Force is not what it once was, it seems. But she does manage to materialize in the portion of the room, or at least be able to see fully into the portion of the White Hot room that Exodus and Hope are in, facing off against Apocalypse. And Jean manages to get the Phoenix to lend its powers to the construct of Jean within the White Hot room. Apparently, Exodus also knows a bit about the White Hot room, theoretically at least. But Hope is able to copy the Phoenix powers, and that is where the series seemingly ends. Though these will be continued, at least the Hope and Exodus portion, in this. The events of this will be picked up on in Immortal X-Men, the next issue of Immortal X-Men, which drops in a week. So, hope. Part of me wants to say I hope that Jean once again becomes a Phoenix, but well, we'll see. The solicits for X books in the new year don't really seem to feature Jean at all, so I didn't exactly hold my breath. Moving on, though, to our last book for the moment, we've got Uncanny Avengers #4. Not quite wrapping up the series, but, well, yeah. Where we left off, Ben Urich and Steve Rogers met with the human survivor of the Hellfire Gala. Learning his identity, in fact. Wilson Fisk. Meanwhile, Quicksilver and Monet had managed to put Avengers ID cards on the Fenris twins as a means of tracking them. So at ESU, Dr. Stasis is giving a lecture. He encourages those to come to another lecture he'll be giving. This is the lecture he's currently giving is to graduate students, but he encourages them to attend a lecture he's giving to the full student body. However, also in the audience is Ben Urich, who begins asking questions, including bringing up the fact that apparently there has been a human that has come forward to dispute Orcus's claims about what happened at the Hellfire Gala. But Stasis largely blows him off, and, well, Urich states that the story will be in tomorrow's edition of Daily Bugle. Stasis gets in touch with Captain Krakoa, basically saying, hey, look, Ben Urich is going to be a problem, so maybe you should take care of that problem. At Camp Lahai, after Captain Krakoa leaves, the X-Men show up, and in part to try and find the nuke that the Mutant Liberation Front stole. But the Unity Squad managed to bring most of them down. Wildside tries to turn Black Widow's darkest memories against her and gets shot for his troubles. Psylocke discerns that Wildside knows nothing of where the bomb is. Blob attacks, and Cap steps in. The Fenris twins attack and ended up getting their hands cut off, so they can't touch hands. Use their basically can't use their powers. Blob manages to be talked out of working with the MLF. Basically, say, hey, look, the person in that outfit, it ain't Cyclops. But they get to Stasis' lecture, bringing up the bomb, and of course, Stasis has no idea what they're talking about. But they find the bomb. Pietro tells Rogue that it's booby trapped. Only they need Captain Krakoa on site to safely disarm the bomb, though. Captain Krakoa, meanwhile, is attacking, goes after Ben Urich, and Cap goes to stop Captain Krakoa, with the rest of the Unity Squad showing up, though Steve Captain Krakoa is rather proficient with Captain America's shield. Even managing to, and has worked with Deadpool previously. And he's proficient enough with the shield that he actually manages to cut Deadpool in half with it. But Captain Krakoa's identity is revealed to be Hydra Cap, who is not as dead as we may have thought after his recent run-in with Selene. That is where the issue ends, as there's still one more issue to go of Uncanny Avengers. And that is going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Mastodon, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.